get outside, get into a park, just somewhere, and get some sun on your skin, man.
Yep.
I mean, that's like just getting the sun on your skin does a lot. Not just you'll feel better, not just because you have the sun on your skin, but also just the very act of being open and receiving that, just receiving the input from the environment, right?
Yep.
Think about how much time you spent in a bed in the last few years.
Right.
And dude, I mean, like, to get out of a depressive state, staying in the same environment, in that same bed, it's like the bed like triggers it, right? You get into these areas, it's like, you get around your parents or something after you haven't been around for a long time, and all those old things start cut back up. Same thing with places, right? Like, you go to the street you grew up on, and you're going to get all these memories and vibes and feelings. You got to switch the vibe up in the house.
Yeah.
The bed's no longer a place where you lay around in, writhe and moan and cry.
Right.
That's not what it's for anymore. It's for resting. The world is out there waiting for us to get out in it. So let's get some sun, man. A few times a week, 30 minutes outside, get that sun.
Okay.
Even if you can't get your shirt off, take the hat off, get that sun on your face, lay there, get it on your hands, on your inside of your wrists, and just feel that sunlight on your body. It'll open up your body, but also it'll make you feel completely different.
Okay.
It's magical. It's amazing. It's what we're, the source of all of our food.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have any of the food if it weren't for the sun.
That.
And we actually run off of light as well. And light triggers all of our hormones.
Yeah.
So when you wake up in the morning, if you could get some morning sunlight, it'd be fantastic. So that's the first thing. Just getting outside, If we could make that a rule, like outside 30 minutes a day, start like that, and then keep increasing after that. The more time you spend outside, the better you'll feel. Sunrises and sunsets are medicinal.
So I didn't put that together with what I was doing before. One of the things I did, low impact, was biking and elliptical. I was able to add that in. So when I got under 300, I started biking regularly. My trainer was a triathlete. If I can start incorporating that now, then maybe that becomes what I do during outside in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. I mean, you get outside on that bike, wear short sleeves, short shorts. Don't care what anybody else thinks. This is about you enjoying life, man. You've been cooped up in a bed for how long, not able to do any of this stuff, and you got plenty more. You got decades more, man. You got a lot more life in you. So get out there on that bike. It doesn't matter what anyone else says, thinks, feels. Just do it. Get out there 3 times a week. Let's see if we can get you on the bike.
That makes sense. 3
times weekly bike, 30 to 1 hour.
Okay.
Or more, man. If you start, you just find some nice paths, find some nice rides, get out there, get areas where there's less people, where it's more quiet.
Yeah.
Just getting out there and moving your body through space and enjoying the world out there, that's a huge thing. So I want to do that.
Cool. Thanks.
Now let's talk about the diet, the actual diet. What do you know so far?
What do I know, or what am I doing?
What do you know and what are you doing? We'll combine them.
All right. So a couple of things. I've been watching a lot of your videos, and you've got a lot of videos, so that's been great.
A lot of them are repeats too. A lot of them are the same thing, because people don't. It's funny with YouTube. If it's older than a year, people don't watch it.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go. I actually
what's the new?
Yeah, I actually they've been so informative, and I think relationships are everything. So for me, I'm sometimes hard headed. So if I find the right click to someone I'm listening to, and it gets in, then I usually glob to that, which is why I actually communicated with you, because what you were saying resonated. So based on what you've said and based on what I've been reading, here's what I've done. I've limited my nutrition to meats, preferably grass-fed meats, so grass-fed beef. I've included in other meats that may not be grass-fed because I can't always get to it. So one of the first questions I would have for you is it okay for me to do meats outside of grass-fed?
Of course. Of course it's okay. You do what you can, right? You try to get the best, but, sometimes we got to settle for less. But don't think about it. It's like, hey, you're eating the non-grass-fed beef. It doesn't matter. It's good. It's nourishing. One of the most important parts of eating, one of the most important things about, properly digesting the food even, is just being grateful and just like a practice of gratitude. So, just simply like blessing your meal or, whatever it is you believe in, thanking God or higher power that you've got that food on the table and that's going to nourish you. And I think that's The stress created from eating food, thinking this is toxic, is probably just as bad or worse than the stress of eating food that might be toxic, but you're not even knowing. You know, it's like if you're enjoying life, that's really what it's about. So don't get caught up too much into like, well, if this isn't organic, it's going to kill me. It's like you get organic when you can, get the grass-fed beef when you can, get the wild caught fish when you can. But if you're going to go out to eat or something, you don't have to, you don't have to throw a hissy fit in every restaurant if you can't get an organic avocado, something like that.
Right.
It's all good, man. You'll survive it. And there's certain foods where organic is less important. Avocado is actually one of those. Avocados don't need many pesticides. But yeah, the grass-fed thing is better. But hey, you do what you can, man. It's all good. You can't afford it. Some people just can't afford it. Like, it's so expensive in some places, you know? But, do your best. Treat yourself well when you're eating. It's just important to look at it like you're fueling your vessel. Like, look at food as nourishment. Right? That's the major switch that needs to happen for most people. When you're forced sedentary like you're not anymore, which is great, but it's still the program's still there, right? Like you're just coming out of it, so it's like you still feel it. It's like you're still there, but man, in a few weeks you're just going to be so happy, and you're not going to and you're going to be grateful for that whole experience.
And I already
you come out the side, you will be grateful for it.
Thank you. I already am, and so this is the quick rundown. So my meats over the last 2 weeks since I've started this have been beef, steak. I've been eating also, chicken, poultry. These are all, so I haven't done anything processed, so it's not like I'm buying anything processed. I've also been doing halibut or cod. So these are all actual pieces of meat that most of what I've been eating now has been grilled or rotisserie, that type of thing. So those are my meats. I've been doing avocados. I've been doing a lot of eggs. I like deviled eggs, and I like any kind of eggs. One of your videos was, you're on this because those foods are what you like. So I've been taking that approach. What do I like? I've been doing broccoli. I've been doing asparagus. I've been doing Brussels sprouts. There's the family, like them. So I've been doing all those things. I have not been doing anything outside of that. Except for...
So you're doing well? You've been doing well. What we're going to do, let's refine it. Let's dial it in. Let's make sure it's right. And let's give you the tools you need long term so you can keep doing this and get that. I mean, you've got a significant amount of weight to lose. So it can take a significant amount of time. That's not something that should be discouraging. It's actually something to look forward to, because all that time that you're applying yourself, that you're doing this, you're programming your mind into this new reality that you're inhabiting. You're programming yourself to accept this new way of life, and that's what you need to do, man. It's like that body represents the body shape you got now, represents what you're coming from. Where you're going to is totally different. It's going to look, feel, and act completely different. So yeah, man, let's refine it. Have you been measuring how much protein and fat you've been eating, or have you just been kind of going for the protein, fats, keeping the carbs low, and seeing what happens?
I haven't been measuring until you made me do that form where I started having to look up grams. So truthfully,
oh man, no, you know what? It's easy. It gets easier as you go too.
Should I get a scale?
You know that an egg has 5 grams of fat, 7 grams of protein. It just becomes really, really simple.
So that's what I haven't done. So if you have guidance, do you want me to write down some stuff now, or is it something you can send me?
Yeah, I'm going to send you a couple things that are going to help. So one of these things that I'm going to send you is called the Macronutrient Breakdown Guide. And it's just a file that helps you break down the macros. It'll list most of the recommended foods that we like to recommend to clients, and it'll tell you how much protein, fat, and carb is in it per 100 grams. So that's kind of makes it simple. But then there's always Google, which, you don't want to be on the computer when you don't need to. You want natural light as much as we can. But there's always Google. If you got any questions, like if there's if you have some beef and you're not sure how many grams of protein or fat are in it, just look it up. 85% lean ground beef calories, and it'll come up with the nutrition facts. And you don't have to click on it. Google will tell you right on the right hand side, tell you how many grams of protein, fat, carbs are in that. So tracking, we got protein, fat, and carbohydrate. Those are the 3 macronutrients. Carbs and fat, those are energy sources. We're eliminating carbs as an energy source for you, and we're going to burn fat. So when you eliminate the carbs like you already have, you probably notice that your hunger kind of drops. significantly.
Sure.
Which is kind of the magic of keto. Your hunger drops, and it makes it really easy, long term, not to eat more food than we need.
Yep.
So here's what we're going to do. Protein. For you, you're 5'9".
Yep.
75 to 90 grams of protein per day will be plenty. So I'd like you to do 3 meals, and then later on we can adjust meal timing, and we can do some intermittent fasting and stuff like that where you eat within a smaller eating window.
Okay.
But for now, I want to do 3 meals a day. So that'll be about 25 to 30 grams of protein each meal. An egg is 7 grams of protein. Just, for reference, like a whole pound of beef is about 90 grams of protein.
Okay.
Depending on how much fat content is in it. If it's 70% lean or 80, it's going to be different. But, yeah, so that's your protein.
Okay.
Now, for you, how long have you been doing what you're doing now?
Exactly. So I started Monday before last. So there you have it.
How's your hunger right now?
I have low appetite because of it.
Perfect.
Which I love.
Yeah, this is really good. That's the magic of keto. So you're ready to go aggressive with the fat loss. Like, we don't want to waste any time here. You don't want to do it too slowly. But if you do go way too fast, what happens is the body just gets more stressed. So we want to ride that line, right? We want to push right up to the limit of fat loss, of losing as quickly as we can, because, hey, it's stressful carrying around 350 pounds, right? Like, that is a stressor on the body. But also, huge caloric deficits for a long time can be kind of stressful too. So we find a healthy medium, and we make it easy so that you can do this for years. We find that line where you're losing body fat and where you're not starving yourself, and where it's enjoyable. So fat, for you, we're going to set it at 120 grams per day to start.
Okay.
And that's going to be about 40 grams per meal.
Okay.
So 120 on the fats. Carbohydrates are the easiest part. You just keep those low. Carbs are about 30 gram net carbs max. And net carbs is total carbohydrate minus dietary fiber. So you don't count the fiber as an energy source. You don't burn fiber for energy, so that's not counted towards total carbs. You pull the fibers out, and that's net carbs.
Okay.
So say you've got spinach, and you look at the nutrition facts for spinach. Say you ate 1 whole pound of spinach, which is not going to happen. You might look at the total carbs, and I'm just going to throw a number out there, or you can look it up right now if you want. But the total carbs on spinach are probably about 20 grams for the whole pound. But 16 grams of that is going to be fiber. So it's 4 grams net carb, because just 20 minus 16. Okay. Basic arithmetic, super easy. You just subtract fiber. So yeah, carbs going to stay under 30 net.
Okay. Am I writing all this down on my end? Because I haven't been writing.
It's fine. I'm going to send you a plan.
Okay.
That's up. I'm going to type you up a plan.
Okay.
And yeah, you'll have all this written down.
Okay.
Excuse me, if I have to, just as a warning, I might have to run to the bathroom soon. I woke up last night, and both Jessica and I woke up with some kind of a stomach thing, so I'm getting a little bit nauseous right now. But if I do, I'm not sick. Like, I can still tune in with you, still talk to you, but I might have to run to the bathroom to dry heave in 5 minutes for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh my gosh, man. Well, if we can reschedule. It's up to you.
Nah, man, it's all good. I'm fine. The thing is, I don't know. We woke up last night and both of us threw up, and my daughter threw up on Saturday, and then our son's up. Just a little virus, little virus going on. But we're fine.
Wow. Okay.
But if I have to run, I'll put it on mute so you don't have to hear me. But I might have to go puke in a few minutes. That's weird.
Well, go anytime you want.
All right. I'll mute it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Cool. So 30 grams net carb. That's really easy to stay under. Like spinach, avocado, cucumber, kale, celery, broccoli, cauliflower. There's just so many. Asparagus. I want a variety of greens. We don't want to just do bacon and eggs. Greens are important. We're not looking at those carbs as a source of energy. Like when you're eating spinach or cauliflower, cucumber, stuff like that, we're looking at those as a source of micronutrients, namely of the electrolytes, especially sodium, magnesium, and potassium are crucial. So I'll get into that next. But the carbs, we're not looking at that as energy. Those are vitamins. Essentially, it's like taking your vitamins on. Eat the veggies. And they fill you up. So another cool thing about the vegetables is they actually make you not hungry because you have more fiber and more bulk. So That's the theory behind what you're doing. You already kind of understood that, but I just want to hone it in for you because there's so much confusion out there. What it really comes down to for you long term, what you need to do, John, make sure you're getting the protein in. Fat can come from your body. A lot more fat can come from your body if you're not hungry at all and we're doing 120 of fat and you're like, dude, this is too much. I think I could go down in fat. Then we can drop it further back and do like 90 grams of fat. Then we can play with stuff like skipping meals, like alternating meal timing, stuff like that, and really get aggressive. Because when you do have more fat to burn, you can safely go more aggressive with like the fat loss, right? Whereas if I'm really lean and I try and go super aggressive, low calories, I'm going to feel crappy quicker.
Yeah.
Right. But when we have stored energy, because our body is intelligent, and while you were all stressed out healing there, your body was reading that like, hey, this is a stressful situation. We got to put on some weight because there must be something happening. We might starve, right? Like you're injured, and I think it might be an intelligent thing for the body to do to gain a shitload of weight and gain a whole bunch of weight when you're injured.
Right.
Because I mean, you're not hunting, you're not gathering, and who knows if people are going to be around that love us enough to take care of us.
Right.
So it's like when the body's injured, I think the body wants to get fat.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryder. You want to come say hi? How you feeling? You feeling better? Hello. What's up, dude?
Hi. I'm gonna get the book soon.
I'll send you a link to the book in your plan.
The Keto Edge book. I actually want the I haven't found the ebook. I found, so that's what I need.
The ebook, yeah. I'll send you a download link to the ebook. We pretty soon we're gonna have a hard copy book available, but I'll give you a copy of the ebook today. So check out the sections, like the sauce section you'll like, and the organ meat section too. That's another thing I want to talk about, is just getting in different sources of nutrient-dense food. I saw you make a face there. You're not too into the organ meat. But hey, if you try liver and heart, and you do it right, try heart first.
Okay.
You get some ground beef heart, and you can mix it in with your ground beef, and you just make it like normal ground beef. It's delicious.
Is it?
Then that's like kind of like a gateway drug, and then you can try liver.
Okay.
If you prepare liver correctly, like a nice liver pate, it's delicious. And the thing about these foods is they've got fat-soluble vitamins that no other foods, plant kingdom or animal kingdom, are going to give us. Gotcha. So like vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin D are really high quantities in liver.
Okay.
So I would like you to try liver.
I will try.
Quickly, I'm going to put a note here. Try with an open mind.
Yep.
Or order from a restaurant. Go to like a nice French restaurant and order liver first. Then you'll be okay, this is all right. Then you make your own, and if you don't, if you mess it up, then okay, that was good when I had it before. Right. But yeah, the French are good with liver if you've got a French restaurant around.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So now, the next block of what we got to talk about is electrolytes. Super important. Have you been watching how much sodium, magnesium, and potassium you've been taking?
I haven't, but I have been getting the stuff that I kind of gleaned from some of your videos. So I've got magnesium glycinate. I now have magnesium threonate, I think it's called.
Nice.
And I also have I'd have to run to. I've got it right here in the kitchen, but I have something that's like a liquid electrolyte. If I need it, I haven't tried it yet. And I've also got the cocoa, whatever that's called.
Yeah, for magnesium. Great.
And I have the maca. These are all coming from your YouTube. So I got the maca.
There you go.
Yeah, and then lastly, I think what's the other thing I have is So I have one more thing. And I've been doing juicing in the morning.
What have you been juicing?
So I've been doing like half a bag of spinach, and then I add all those things in except for the magnesium threonate. Mm-hmm. And I add those in and juice them, and I just drink them in the morning. And then
do you juice it or do you blend it?
I put it like a NutriBullet thing.
Okay, so it's blended up.
Okay, so that's okay. Yep.
That's good. That's better than juicing, because I wouldn't want you juicing, because when you juice, you take the fiber out and you're just getting the sugars.
I see.
Which is not inherently bad. It's nutrients, right? But when you blend it up, you have the fiber and it doesn't raise your blood sugar as much.
Yep.
So blending that up, that's totally legit. That's fine.
Okay, and MCT, that's the other one.
MCT's fine too. I think it's overpriced. I think coconut oil might be a better choice, but if you need energy, MCT can usually give it quickly.
Oh, and I got coconut oil too. So I got coconut oil, and I've been using that to grill my steaks and stuff.
Fantastic. All right, cool. Well, so let's go over the dosage of these things. Magnesium glycinate, I want you to take 400 milligrams 3 times daily.
Really?
We're going to do a big dose of magnesium for you, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Most people are depleted magnesium, especially when you're healing bones and stuff. Everyone thinks that bones are calcium, right? No. The most important thing for bones, magnesium, vitamin D, and vitamin K2.
Okay.
D plus. All right, and I'm going to get you supplementing with vitamin D and K2 for the time being. I still want you getting into the sun.
Okay.
So I'll send you a link to where you can get the vitamin D. Vitamin D and K2. K2 and vitamin D are very, very important for calcium in the body, for regulating where calcium goes. If we're low in vitamin D, the body will pull calcium from the bones to feed other parts of the body.
Right.
So if we're not in the sun enough, our bones get weak.
Okay.
Vitamin D and K2 work together. Take those together.
Okay.
And get in the dang sun. It's super nice. It feels good.
Yeah.
So we're going to take the vitamin D and K2 each day. I'll tell you the doses when I send you the link because I'm not sure how many milligrams it'll have. Magnesium glycinate, 400 milligrams 3 times daily. Magnesium threonate is great for brain function. So that's nice to take like midday if you're working or something. If you have something that's very cognitively demanding, a little bit of that magnesium threonate can kind of help lube up the mind. So use the magnesium L-threonate as you desire. Okay. Right? Like if you're feeling, you got a little stressful work day ahead of you, take a little bit extra of that magnesium threonate and see if it helps anything.
Okay. So I've been taking that like an hour before I go to sleep just because that was on the package directions. But
that's a good time to take it, man. It's relaxing.
Is it? Because I like what you were saying. Like I need acuity during the day. So I'm like,
yeah, no, do that. But it's also okay. You're going to take glycinate 3 times a day, morning. You take it with each meal. So at the end of the day, you're also going to take magnesium glycinate. That'll chill you out and help you sleep too.
Okay, cool.
How do you sleep? Is it hard to sleep?
Oh, so I forgot to say, I sleep with a breathing machine. So I sleep with a CPAP. You familiar with those?
Yeah.
So strangely enough, that helps me sleep greatly, actually.
Cool. All right. So you got to sleep good. What time do you go to bed?
So I get up 4:30 in the morning. I go to bed probably close to 10:30, 11 o'clock. So 5 hours. I usually get 5 hours of sleep.
Let's try to get to sleep 1 hour earlier if you can.
Okay.
5 hours, man. If you're trying to recuperate, heal the body, 5 hours is not enough.
Yep. Okay.
So let's try to get to 7. Let's push it.
All right.
Let's push to 7. So see if you can, even if it means sleeping in an extra 30 minutes, that could be helpful too. But let's try to push that sleep a little bit earlier if possible. And sometimes it takes a few weeks to adjust to getting to bed earlier, but it'll be your new routine. A little bit more sleep can definitely be helpful in the healing situation, the healing process.
Got it.
Okay, so all right, so Matt, we talked about no salt. No, we haven't talked about no salt. Okay, there's something else. For potassium, potassium can be a little bit harder to get dietarily, but do you like avocados?
I've been doing avocados every day. I'm slightly allergic to avocados, but I've been forcing it because I.
If you're allergic, you feel allergic to them when you eat it.
So my throat itches greatly every time I eat raw avocado, and then if I don't eat something with it, like some salt or some like deviled eggs, or continually wash it down with water, then I'll start getting sick to my stomach. So that's always.
Let's cut the avocados out then. You don't want to force it. You don't need them if you've got an allergy to it.
But what else would I do?
We're going to supplement with a potassium source called no salt. You ever heard of no salt?
What else do I know? But what else do I do? I mean, avocados are the only other thing I like. I won't have much in my diet besides meat and eggs then, and the greens.
Check out the sauce section, and then check out some of the meals I'm going to send you. We got to expand the repertoire in the kitchen there. Okay. So that's part of the reason I want to send you the cookbook, is kind of give you more of a foundation there of ideas on foods you can use.
Because I'm going to push through with the
avocado. Look, if you're allergic to it, if it makes you feel sick, then it's going to be causing an inflammatory response of the body, which your body has to deal with before it's going to be healing other things.
So I shouldn't push through, because I'm actually, it's a little sick. It's not a lot sick. I can push right through that.
Yeah, let's take it out for now and see if it helps.
Okay.
But look, here's the thing about avocado. Avocado is great for fats, but there's way more. So there's olive oil, coconut oil. I mean, you can make mayonnaise out of olive oil and egg whites.
Okay.
You can. I mean, you can make a delicious hollandaise sauce. I mean, there's a lot of different sauces in the sauce section of the cookbook. I want you to check out. That'll be helpful.
Okay.
We're gonna supplement for potassium with something called no salt. It's just potassium chloride. You can get it in any store. Morton makes it. It's called no salt potassium chloride. Quarter teaspoon, 2 times daily.
Okay.
And you just put it on your food. With breakfast and dinner. Put that stuff on the food.
So are you saying I shouldn't use actual like sea salt?
Use normal salt as well, but we're adding this no salt 2 times a day, quarter teaspoon.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's potassium, and it's the easiest way to get in a significant amount of potassium.
Got it.
So eat that with your meals.
Because I've been doing a lot of salt, just so you know.
Well, yeah, we still need salt. You still do need a lot of salt. So sodium, we want to make sure you're getting in at least half a teaspoon of salt with each meal.
Okay.
So sodium, half teaspoon of salt with each meal. Take that no salt, quarter teaspoon, a couple times with meals daily. And then the magnesium, and then maca. I'd like you to take 1 teaspoon in the morning each day.
Okay.
You can do 2 teaspoons. Let's do 2.
Okay.
Maca can be a nice mood booster for some people too.
Yeah.
It helps energy production, decreasing inflammation, oxygen usage. Really powerful.
Yeah, I like it.
So that's the electrolytes. And that's all the supplements that I'm going to recommend right now. I'm not usually really big on supplements, but there's certain times when vitamin D supplementation could be useful, especially if you've been indoors for a couple years, right? You've injured, laid out in bed. Like, let's get that sun. Sun, vitamin D, outside air. That's going to be healing for you. It might even sound overwhelming right now because you're so used to the realm that you've been in when you were injured, right? Like, we get comfortable in there. So we got to start expanding that comfort zone. I mean, that's what the bike's for. That's what getting out on that porch in the sun's for. That's what going on some more walks is for. It's just gradually coming out of that comfort zone, coming out of the cave, and coming out into the light, into more life.
Yep.
So the vitamin D is crucial. Outside time, crucial. Getting on that bike 3 times a day. Meal timing. I'd like you to eat breakfast within 1 hour of waking up.
Yep.
I'd like you to eat dinner. If you're going to go to bed, I'd like you to get dinner before 10 if you can. Or, I'm sorry, before 6 if you can.
Okay.
By 6.
Yep.
Could you eat by 6?
Yep. I can.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So dinner by 6 p.m. That's the only meal timing rules we got.
Okay.
Later on, we can mess with other things like intermittent fasting, where you eat all your calories early in the day. Yep. Some people do late in the day. Early in the day usually works better for circadian rhythms. But there's other tools that we can add to the toolbox as we move forward. But this is a really good, solid foundation to move forward with.
Okay.
Like, you can do this long term, man. Now, adjustments of macros long term, we already talked about this a little bit, but I want to reiterate. Protein stays fixed. Fat is what moves according to your goals. So if you put more fat on your plate, you're not going to burn as much fat on your body.
Okay.
When you get close to your goal weight, you're going to be eating more fat on the plate because you don't have body fat anymore. When you're trying to burn body fat, too much fat on the plate makes it harder to burn body fat because you have to burn that first.
Okay.
So fat is what you adjust long term. If you get to a place where we're doing 120 grams, if a couple weeks passes and you're not hungry still, then we're going to drop the fats back even more. So it's all about striking when the iron's hot, pushing right up to that limit and not stressing you out too much and just enjoying the ride.
Okay. One question. What about a plant-based protein drink?
Fine, but not as a everyday thing. Like, don't make every meal that. But
Okay.
Totally fine. Make sure the carbs are low. Completely fine. You put that in shakes and smoothies and stuff. That's legit. It's fine.
Thanks.
What you want to make sure is it doesn't have a bunch of added sugar, right?
Yeah. I actually have one that's really good, and I can take a picture of the nutritional label and show it to you.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's got lentils. It doesn't have some of the other things that I saw in the plant-based protein drink. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I think you got a really good foundation here already.
Okay.
We're just finding this, and let's get you there, man. When you're in Puerto Rico, it's going to be easy to maintain too. You just when you go out, you eat the meats, the meats and the veggies, skip the sugars.
That's right. Okay, that's exciting, man. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. This means more than you know.
It's been great meeting you, man.
Yeah.
You play piano?
I used to play piano, and I used to record, and I used to sing professionally. I'm not sure. Are you familiar with? You look pretty young, so are you familiar with like Lou Rawls? Have you ever heard of him before?
I've heard that name.
Lou Rawls, Nancy Wilson. So these are jazz people. I used to sing with them, and yeah. So
I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
No, I want you to take care of yourself too, so we don't have to keep this any longer.
Right on, man. Yeah, anything you need along the way, you just let me know. I'm going to work on your plan. I'll get you your email today with all the links we talked about, get you that cookbook link and everything. I want you to try the liver at some point. If it's at a restaurant, it might be better because they know how to make it. But yeah, man, let's just keep moving forward, keep expanding, and expanding out into that new comfort zone. Get that comfort zone bigger.
Yeah. All right, take care of yourself. I'll send you an email. There are a couple of questions I have about cheese. I'll email it to you, and we'll rock and roll.
Right now, you can shoot your questions right now, man. What you got?
Cheese, flaxseed, and peppers. What do I do?
All of them are delicious and fun.
Okay, that's all I got. Thank you so much.
So here's the thing, though, with cheese, just make sure you're measuring your intake because it's so easy to take a block of it and go for the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Too easy to take down the whole thing. So just moderation. Make sure you're not eating more than you think. And that's the thing with cheese. Should be good.
So you're tearing up from heaving, so I can't keep you on here any longer.
Sweating, too.
Well, okay.
Right.
Well, please take care of you.
Hey, man, I'll talk to you soon. Look out for my email today, and it's been great meeting you, John.
Same here. Thanks for everything.
All right, John.
Bye.
Bye, man.